Hi, today we're going to do May 13th in the packet. I know a few of you are a day or two behind or ahead. If you're behind, it's okay. Just do the video for the day that you're on and you'll eventually get caught up. Alright, just a reminder to read for 15 minutes every day, a book of your choice, the books in the packet, Epic Books, Benchmark Advance, whatever your teacher has provided for you or whatever you have already at home. There's a lot of books online, so there's an endless supply of books for you guys. So today we're going to reread Almond Milk, and we read this yesterday, so it should be not too bad for us today. So we're going to read it together and then we're going to look for some words. So let's read together. Almond milk. Many people drink and enjoy cow's milk. However, some people can't drink dairy milk. They drink almond milk instead. Almond milk is good for you, and some people think it tastes even better than cow's milk. You can buy almond milk, but making it at home is easy. First, soak raw almonds in water. Then, pour the water off. Blend the nuts with fresh water until the mixture is smooth. Add vanilla if you like. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at 3 words. And the first word is this word right here. What is that word? Almond. This is the one that we've been looking at, right? Almond. I'm just going to write it right there in that box. You do not have to write it. You can just follow along with me. Let's see. Another word we are looking for is this word right here. And that's a sight word. What is that word? And. So we're going to write that word next. And again, you don't have to write it. You can just follow along. And let's see, one more. This one right here. What is this word? Blend. Blend. And I'm going to write it right here. Now let's look at the 3 words. What do the 3 words have in common? How are they the same? Do you notice anything different about all 3 words? At first I thought, oh, they're A's, but then I saw this one does not have an A, so that's not it. I need to look more carefully. Did you notice that all 3 words have the ND ending? Almond and blend. So they all have that same ending. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our phonics for this week. And this week we are working on the cow card. Cow, ow, O-W, O-U. So these are the sounds we're working on, and this is the spelling. O-W and O-U. Alright, so let's look at some words and some sentences. Let's read this together. Loud, loud. The dog was loud. And what is that word again? Loud, loud. And there he is being loud. Alright, let's look at another one. Down, down. I will go down the slide. There he is going down the slide. So let's read this word one more time. Down, down. And again, this is a high frequency word, so you actually really do need to know this word. Let's look at another. Crown, crown. The girl has a gold crown. And that word was crown. And here the girl, and there is her crown. And we have learned all the spellings that would help us to read that sentence. So we're just learning all kinds of spellings now. We're getting really close to learning all of them. Here we are. Round, round. The earth is round. which we read about last week, right? The earth is round. Round. And look, there's that ending like we had on our other story that we were looking at. And this is our last one. Here we go. Clown. The clown was funny. So, we want you to remember the O-W-O-U. Those are important. We'll keep working on those throughout this 5 days of packet. Get that out of the way there. And we have done the reading. So we're going to move on to our writing. May 13th writing. Let's read what our writing prompt is today. What is your favorite food? Why do you like it? Draw and write to describe your favorite food and tell why you like it. So yesterday I wrote about cupcakes on mine. But it's okay because cupcakes are not my favorite food. And even if they were, I could still write about it. I could just pick something different that I wanted to say about it. So we're going to look at the writing first. So here is our writing paper. We always have the same one. So the first thing you have to decide is, what is your favorite food? If your parents said you could have any one food, what is it you would want? Is it something sweet, like cake or ice cream or sugary candy? Maybe cookies? Is it something that you would eat more for a meal, like pizza or a hamburger or a sandwich? So think about what is it that you like best. And sometimes that's hard to decide because depending on our mood at that time, there's different things that you like. I'm filming this really early in the morning. There's things that I like later in the day that maybe I would not like at 6:30 in the morning. So I think I'm going to write about my favorite food that I have most of the time. And so my favorite food is spaghetti. So I'm going to write about spaghetti. So I'm going to write my, and again I capitalize it. And what's your spelling of my? It is M-Y. Favorite. And if you needed favorite, where could you look? On your map, right? It tells you on there how to spell it. My favorite food is, now if you don't know how to spell your favorite food, you either do the best you can, or you can ask somebody in your house to help you spell it. Otherwise, just do the best you can, sound it out, that's okay. So I did pick kind of a hard word to spell, but I know how to spell it, so I'll be alright. I know there's an H in there that you can't really hear. 2 T's and an I. My favorite food is spaghetti. And don't forget to put your ending punctuation. By the time you get to second grade, you need to know that you put a capital in a period, and you need to be doing that every single time. So make sure you are doing that. So then it says, tell why you like it. So I'm going to tell you why I like it. I like it because, why do I like it? Because it tastes good to me. So I'm going to write that down. Maybe you like something because it comes in a lot of flavors, or because it's cold, or because it warms you up when you're cold. So there might be a lot of reasons why you like a food. But spaghetti, I just plain like it because I think it tastes really good. Alright, so I'm going to say I eat. So I'm telling a little bit more about my food. When do I eat it? I eat it at dinner. And how do I eat it? I eat it with a salad and bread. So I could tell something that's on it. I could tell some flavors that comes in. I could tell where I get it. Maybe I have to go to a special restaurant or a special store to get it. And I'm just about out of room there. So let me read my sentences. Can you read them with me? And let's see if they make sense. My favorite food is spaghetti. I like it because it tastes good. I eat it at dinner with a salad and bread. And then what would I draw a picture of here? I would draw a picture of maybe a big bowl of spaghetti with a little salad and bread, maybe a drink. So you would draw, then you take the time to draw your picture of your food. And you do not need to copy mine. You can write your own. If you're really stuck, you can kind of use ideas from mine. But you'll do that on your own at the end of the video. So just think about what I said about capitals and periods and just rereading that writing to make sure that it makes sense. Alright, so now we're going to move on to our grammar. And we're going to be expanding imperative sentences. And imperative sentences give you a command. They tell you to do something, or they tell you how to do something. So let's look at some examples. Sit at your desk. So maybe that's something I would tell you to do. We're sitting on the carpet, and then I say, sit at your desk, and I want you to go back to your desk. So, but I can make that sound better by telling you exactly how I want you to sit at your desk. Sit quietly at your desk. So now I have told you how. So now we're going to choose a detail from the box to expand each imperative sentence. Write it on the line. For a walk, in the library, before you play, to the teacher, to the shelf. So just like yesterday, you can write one of these more than once. There is more than one way to make these sentences make sense. You can choose which one you want to use. Return the book for a walk. No, that doesn't really make sense, does it? So I don't want to pick that one. Return the book in the library. That one makes sense. You would take it to Mr. R, return your book, right? Return the book before you play. That's something your parents might tell you to do. Hey, return your book. You left it in the living room. Go return it to your room before you play. Return the book to the teacher. Maybe your teacher wants you to give the book back. Return your book to the shelf. So you can pick, actually, these four. Any of those would make sense. I think I'm going to say to the teacher. Because I miss having my kids in my room and having them return things to me. I added my period back since I went past the line. Let's read the sentence and see if it makes sense. Return the book to the teacher. And if you picked one of these other ones, that is fine because it makes sense. Take the dog for a walk. You could do that. Take the dog in the library. You could, but Mr. R might not like that. But you could. Take the dog before you play. Take the dog to the teacher. Hey, I like dogs. You can bring them to me. Take the dog to the shelf. So technically, all of these make sense. But I think the one that makes more sense to me is for a walk. But you can pick all of those because they all actually make sense. For a walk. So let me read it and make sure it makes sense. Take the dog for a walk. Let's do this one. So you're going to pick yours. Any of those would work, whichever one you think would be better in your story or your sentences. Clean your room for a walk. No, maybe not that one. Clean your room in the library. Is your room in the library? If not, that one might not work. Clean your room before you play. That sounds like something maybe your mom or dad would tell you, doesn't it? Clean your room to the teacher. Clean your room to the shelf. No, see, that doesn't really make sense. So really the only one on this one that makes sense is before you play. The other ones don't really make sense when you read them, so you don't want to pick it. So before you play. And I just keep going past the line and having to put a period. So mine says, clean your room before you play. Do your homework for a walk. Do your homework in the library. You might do that if you're in BAPA, right? They might have a homework class in there. Do your homework before you play. Again, that sounds like something maybe your parents would tell you. Do your homework to the teacher. Not really that one, right? Do your homework to the shelf. No. So you could pick in the library or before you play. Either one of these makes sense. I already did before you play, so I don't think I'm going to pick in the library. In the library. All right, let me read it again. Make sure I picked the right one. Do your homework in the library. Yes, that one does make sense. Be nice for a walk. Be nice in the library. That would make sense. Be nice before you play. Be nice to the teacher. Be nice to the shelf. So I think maybe the only one that really doesn't make sense is be nice to the shelf. Because why would you be nice to a shelf? What does that mean? But you could pick any of these other ones and it actually would work. I think I'm going to pick to the teacher because I like people to be nice to me. So you can pick any of the ones that you want as long as it makes sense. So always reread your sentence, make sure that it makes sense. It is fine that I use these twice. That's because there is more than one that you can choose. So sometimes we might use them twice. But let's read it and make double sure that it makes sense. Be nice to the teacher. Yes. Mine made sense. I'm going to double check. I did add my periods. You may not need to because you might be able to write small enough that you don't need to do that. But if I write really small, you will be able to see it. All right. So once you have done that, you have finished your writing because you did your writing prompt. You did your grammar. And so now we're going to move on to math. And math is everything we're doing for math today you have done. These are not new things. So we have our make a number. And the biggest thing I noticed today is that our number now is bigger than 10. And so our number's gotten bigger. We can't use our fingers so much for the subtractions. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to figure these out. So it says write addition or subtraction sentences to make the number 13. 2 examples were completed for you. So they used the number 20 and took away 7 and it equals 13. So you can do a subtraction. 0 plus 13, any number plus 0 always equals the first number, so I know that will work. So I'm going to take what I know about 0 to help me with my subtraction. So I know that if you have 13 and you don't take anything away, that you're going to have 13. Right? The rules of zeros, we learned those. 13 minus 0 is 13, 0 plus 13 is also 13. That is something we've learned. And for the next part, since I don't have 13 fingers, if you have 13 fingers, feel free to use your fingers. I am going to use counters. Now, it doesn't matter what you use for counters. These are actually little pieces of dog food. That's okay. That's what I had, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to double check and make sure there's 13, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you can see why maybe I would want to use counters. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it and make different groups to see how you can make 13. So I'm going to move that one up there. Why not? So I'm going to look and see how many I put in the group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could put 6 in one group, and then how many would be in this group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know I have 13 little counters here, 6 in one row, and I have 7 in the second row. Okay, see how I did that? And I didn't have to use counters from school. I was able to use something I have at home. And then when I'm done, I'll just toss it to the dog and they'll eat it and they'll be all happy. So now all I have to do is I can just move a couple of them to a new row. So I just took a couple from here and I put them here and made a longer row. Now let's see how many are in the rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have 4 in this row. And I still have my 13 counters because I haven't taken any away. Let's count how many are in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4 plus 9 equals 13. So now you're going to get your 13 counters, play around with them, see what combinations you can make in your 2 rows that will equal 13. If you didn't need to use counters, that's awesome. Don't use counters, but don't feel bad if you're using counters. It's just really easy to use counters. So that's how you do that. And then just set your counters aside. And I'll probably just feed them to my dog in a minute and they'll be really happy. All right. And now we're going to do our number line. And we did number lines yesterday. And yesterday they gave us each a number line for each problem. And so we circled and did our dots that way. Just like when we add, when they give you one number line, you're still going to want to do the jumps, but now you're going to need to use your finger, because if you start circling all the numbers and jumps, and pretty soon you're not going to be able to even see where you started and stopped, because there's a lot of problems on this page. So we're going to do these 6 together, and then you'll finish these on your own, okay? So 8 minus 3. So this time I'm not going to circle the 8. I'm going to put my finger on 8, and then I'm going to jump backwards 3. Remember, we're going this way because we're subtracting. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And where am I at? 5. So 8 minus 3 equals 5. So I really used my finger carefully so I would get the right difference. I did not circle anything. 7 minus 3. So put your finger on 7. And you're going to jump back 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. And where do you end up? 4. So 4 is your difference. 10 minus 2. So start on 10, jump back 2. 1, 2. And you end up on 8. See, it's pretty quick when you don't have to actually draw it on there. 6 minus 2. Start at 6, jump back 2. 1, 2. And where do I stop? This one also has a difference of 4. All right, 7 minus 1. Start at 7. How many am I going to jump back? 1. So let's go. 1. And where is that? 6. 11 minus 3. So I start at 11 and I jump back 3. Let's do that together. 1, 2, 3. And where do I end up? 8. So 8 is my difference. All right, so you're going to make sure that if you haven't finished this page, you do that. Do your writing. Finish these last few problems. I kind of gave you a lot today to do on your own, but little bits here and there. And make sure that you do your reading, and have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.